Testing 1, 2. Testing. Testing 1, 2. Testing. So first up on the track will be the women's 60 metres.
Hi, David Matthews here, Meet Director of the NIA Live. Thank you and welcome to our finale of our NIA Live series. This is our 4th race series and it's so exciting. Tonight we're going to have hopefully a sub 4 minute mile. We've over 300 athletes running, 40 races and action packed, 2 hours 40 minutes. Welcome to the National Indoor Arena.
So good evening everyone and welcome to Try Track and Field final session, and a great start there in lane 4 by Nadisling Kabongo from Tala AC. What a start there. Tilly McKeown from Armagh in second place. So time there 8.26. So again these 60 metres men's and women's sponsored by N-Try. So great evening's athletics ahead of us now. So 3 heats in this women's 60 metres. So 8.26 the time to beat now. So the athletes just all stand past the finish until they're sure we get everyone's time and away they go. So great night's competition ahead of us here, with hopefully the fitting finale being a sub 4 minute mile later on. Andrew Cosker and Nick Griggs both going in that race later on.
NIA Live, the finale, presented tonight by Try Track and Field. 60 metres. Sponsor of tonight's 60 metres, ladies and the men 60 metres is N-Try. Now take reality and imagine. Check out the website, ntrai.com. So next up on the track will be the second heat, the women's 60 metres.
The athletes just getting themselves set up now for the second heat of 3.
60 metres, lane 2, Sinead Mary Quinn from Armagh.
So you see up in the corner there the logo for Try Track and Field, the brainchild of Dave Matthews here to try and bring athletics around the country, from juveniles right the way through to elite athletes, and testing it out in our final NIA Live of the season. So
Lauren Carr from Clonliffe in lane 8. This will be the second heat.
Getting ready now for the second heat of the women's 60 metres. In lane 2 we have Sinead Mary Quinn from Armagh AC. In lane 3 Lauren O'Leary from Emerald AC. In lane 4 Anastasia Drakulaki from Drogheda District. Lane 5 Charlotte Wingfield from Raheny Shamrock. In lane 6 Sive O'Toole from St Lawrence O'Toole. And then in lane 8 Lauren Carr from Clonliffe Harriers. 8.26 the first heat. So away they go in the second heat.
Heat 2, the women's 60 metres.
Sive O'Toole from St Lawrence O'Toole looks
really strong.
she was in the lead for about 50 metres, and just inside her Charlotte Wingfield took that in a fast 7.67, 7.44 her PB, so it's a good run there. 7.67 for Charlotte Wingfield. can see over in the background there in the warm-up track, Christopher Sabanda getting himself ready for his men's 60 metres later on. But if we see the replay there, Sive O'Toole had the lead, but coming through really, really strongly. That bodes well for 100 metres for Charlotte Wingfield in the outdoors. Very, very strong last 20 metres there to take that 7:67.
So D3 for the women's 60 metres. You'll recognise the familiar blue and white, Rathope AC.
So we just see the replay here, and we see a great start there by actually Anastasia Draculagi and Sive O'Toole. Well, you can see now that Charlotte Wingfield gets the head up at about the 30-metre mark and starts to power through. Absolutely flying finish. Sive O'Toole, a PB of 7:56, so she'll be in the 7:70s there. So it's great to see we have a huge amount of Rathope AC athletes here tonight. They gave up their training slot a couple of weeks ago to allow the Track and Field NIA Live take place. So their reward is to be able to get some proper competition, some proper timing now. So this final heat will be all the Rathope AC sprinters, all the way from under 16s to under 19s. And in lane 2 we have Kiva Fitzsimons. In lane 3, Eve Ford. Lane 4, Niamh Murphy. Lane 5, Katie Doherty. In lane 6, Saoirse Carrigan. And in lane 8, Amelia Holland. So this is the battle of the Rathope girls. So as expected, Katie Doherty from Rathope was part of the Irish schools team in the track and field last year and stormed away there, 7.91. So a really impressive run there by Katie Doherty. She'll be competing in the national juveniles on the 19th and 20th of March over in Athlone.
Winner taking that one in 7.91.
So training partners, but when it comes to competition, it's every girl for themselves. And that's a really powerful run there by Katie Doherty. Peter Doherty, club coach there, will be very happy with that.
Take reality and imagine. Check out the website, ntorai.com. I'd like to thank N-Troy for his sponsorship this evening.
So it looks like Charlotte Wingfield was the fastest of those 60 metres, so she'll win the prize sponsored by N-Troy tonight. So we see now the men's first heat getting themselves all set up. We have 5 heats in the men's 60 metres.
So again, a packed evening ahead.
Looks like we've only 4 athletes in this first heat. And in lane 3 we have Dean Ryan from Newbridge. In lane 4, Damien Kerwin, Selbridge. In lane 5, David Rock from Father Murphy, and then out in lane 8, Anthony Dillon from Dunleer AC, my home club. So hoping he goes well. So we can see the pole vault just getting ready there. The athletes warming up for the pole vault. Really good competition in store here. You can see next up will be Matthew Callan and Keenan from St Lawrence O'Toole and DCU, and he'll be up against Conor Callanan from Leevale, who jumped 4.75 here a couple of weeks ago. So he's in great form, the national outdoor senior champion and still only under 18.
So next up on the track will be the first heat, the men's 60 metres. Lane 3, Dean Ryan from Newbridge, Damien Kieran from Salvage in 4, David Rock, Father Murphy's in 5, Anthony Dillon from Dunleer in lane 8.
Don't know what Anthony's fighting with there. Obviously something on the track there. So Anthony will be looking to get as close to 7 seconds as possible. Looks like we may have another athlete. No, that's Rec 1. Luciano from Castlegar is now making his way to lane 7. So he needs to get himself set up.
So next up on the track is the first heat, the men's 60 metres. Once again, our sponsors of our 60-metre race this evening, for the ladies and the men, is ntrai.com.
So it's great to see so many events now, both juveniles, juniors, seniors, and now this NIA Live getting live streamed. So bringing this competition into everyone's homes that want to watch it, both home and abroad. And always a great interest in people looking out for athletes that they know. So it's great to have this, and it looks as though it's going to be the norm going forward. So we see Tom Clinton, the starter's assistant for this race. Tom always one to try and give everyone a second chance. So he'll not be overly trigger happy on that gun if he can help it. So the athlete's getting called to their marks. So again, Damien Kerwin in Dean Ryan in Newbridge 3, Damien Kerwin, Selbridge 4, David Rock, Father Murphy 5. Then in 7 we've Rec 1, Luciano from Castlegar, and in lane 8 Anthony Dillon from Dunleer. So David Rock from Father Murphy, just a bit eager there. So Tom heads over to Jackie at the start.
High jump is well underway. Both the women's and the men's high jump is well underway. The women's high jump with Hannah Moriarty, Lucan Harriers, Roisin Kelleher from Anna Lee, St Albans Dana Keeley, and Ciara Kennelly of Killarney Valley. And the men's high jump with Xavier Hubert just cleared 150.
So there we can see our first field event underway is the high jump. Lisa Dixon there, coach to Kieran Conley, who recently competed in the DNA Live over in Glasgow for Ireland, winning his competition. So back now to the men's 60 metres. Second time of asking. All athletes still there. So a great start by Anthony Dillon in lane 8 from Dunleer. Anthony Dillon absolutely storming away from Rec 1 Luciano. So Anthony Dillon takes that in 7.07. So I know he's dying to try and break this 7 minutes. He'll be happy, but he won't be happy. But he sets the standard 7.07 for Anthony Dillon. Second place, Rec 1 Luciano from Castlegar. So we see the replay here. Absolutely not in doubt. It was a great start from David Rock from Father Murphy, but Anthony Dillon just out in lane 8. Nobody to his right, nobody to his left because he was that far clear. So he takes that 7.07. So we're absolutely ploughing through these races here. So good to see everything going so smoothly and so quickly. So that's Kieran Conley we see there just walking across the track. So in the women's high jump we've Hannah Moriarty from Lucan Harriers, Roisin Kelleher, Anna Lee, Dana Keeley from St Albans, and Ciara Kennelly from Killarney Valley. So this is Hannah Moriarty now from Lucan Harriers, the under 18 athlete. So she'll have 2 more attempts. Now we have Roisin Kelleher from Annaley. Don't have a scoreboard up there, so we're not sure what height they're at. First attempt now for Roisin Kelleher. And she clears that.
Impressive clearance there in the high jump. And elite Roisin Kelleher.
So back to the second heat in the men's 60 metres. 7 athletes here. Sufi Coder from Selbridge in 2. Owen Duffy Armagh 3. Michael Lynch on React 4. Paul Mulcrone Leavale in 5. Adit Joy City Lisburn 6. David Rock Father Murphy 7. And Raphael McCaffrey from Rathoath in 8. So all these sprinters have their own routine before they get into their position. So second heat underway, and a great start by Raphael McCaffrey again from Rathoath. But it looks like it's the 2 middle lanes. It's on Reax Michael Lynch, but on the outside of him, Paul McCrone from Leavale. So Paul McCrone Leavale takes that 7:55.
David Rock and Raphael McCaffrey. Winner taking that one 7.55.
So 7:07 from the first heat, still the fastest time by Anthony Dillon. So here we see the replay. It was a great start by Raphael McCaffrey there in lane 8, but very, very quickly it's all between lanes 4 and 5. And Michael Lynch and Paul McCrone. Paul McCrone getting the better of Michael there towards the end. So back at the high jump, it looks like Ray Swan from Newbridge. He's a first time clearance there.
Ballymore Cove, Shane Webb in lane 5. Blue by the Tullamore Harriers, Emmanuel Lottie in lane 6. This will be heat 3, the men's 60s.
So we've 3 Waterford AC athletes in the men's high jump: Tom O'Brien, Danny Hagan and Evan Hayes. And they're ranging from 161 to 175 respectively in PBs. And Kieran Connolly then with a personal best of 211. So he won't be entering the competition for a while. So back to Roisin Kelleher from Annalea. So 2 more attempts for Roisin. So we go back now to third heat in the men's 60 metres. We've only 3 athletes here. We have Schleekulen's Marcus Lennon in lane 3. In lane 5, Shane Webb from Ballymore Cove AC. And then we have from Tullamore Harriers, Emmanuel Lalaurie in lane 6. So 3 athletes makes my job a little bit easier.
underway, men.
So it looks like it's Slee Coolins, Marcus Lennon and Samuel. So Anthony Dillon still the fastest man. He'll be looking to get his check to take it to the bank, but still one more heat to go in this 60-metre men's sprint, sponsored by NIA, who are bringing this live stream to us here tonight. See Leo Morgan there from Clonliffe Harriers running really well this season. 6:74 is PB. He's going to be pushed all the way by Keith Pike and Chris Sabanda. So the three Clonliffe Harriers men.
Playing the blinder as always, Troy. Greatly appreciating the sponsorship tonight for the 60-metre sprints.
So back to Roisin Kelleher now in the high jump.
Next up in the track will be our fourth heat. Robert Marr, Galway City Harriers in 2. Clonliffe's Leo Morgan in 3. Robert Irvine Byrne from Tala in 4. In lane 6 is Chris Sabanda from Clonliffe Harriers. In Newbridge is Runa Avoda in lane 7. Heat 4, man 60.
So now it looks like it's Roisin Kelleher from Annalee, her second attempt. So real high knee lift on that run up. So Lisa just giving her a few words of advice. There's one attempt left for Roisin. So we go back now to the men's final heat in the 60 metres, and then we'll have one more heat for the Ratho AC athletes. In lane 2 we've Robert Marr from Galway City Harriers. Lane 3 Leo Morgan, Clonliffe Harriers. Lane 4 Robert Byrne from Tala AC. In lane 6 Chris Sabanda from Clonliffe Harriers. And in lane 7 Bruno Iavoro from Newbridge AC. So a great start by Leo Morgan there, and Chris Sabanda trying to chase him down, but Leo Morgan looks like he has it at the minute. Leo Morgan just about holds on there. So Chris Sabanda chased him all the way, but 6:87 there for Leo Morgan. Looks as though he has taken this 60 metres, sponsored by NIA. So 0.2 of a second, so it looks as though Chris Sabanda will be the second fastest on the night. And we see it here again. You see Leo Morgan, small in stature but so powerful, 60 metres, really strong, absolute flyer of a start there. So he was well in the lead here, and then just getting into his run, and then was Chris Sabanda and trying to close him down all the way, but Leo held on, kept that lead. Yeah, it looks as though he just held on. Ray Swan now from Newbridge, back in the high jump. So we see on the background there the Ratho AC kids getting ready for their races later on. Great evening for them to be in the middle of all this competition. But back to Ray Swan, Newbridge. Oh yeah, small run up, short run up. Easy over. He did wobble it, but was well over.
So next up here in heat 5, the quartet from Ratho AC. Lane 2 is Owen Kane. Kyle Whitter in lane 3. Jesse Ostas in 4. And Gavin Whitter in lane 5. Ratho quartet in lane 5, 60 metres.
So this looks like Tom O'Brien from Waterford AC. So first time failure from him. So back to the final race in the 60 metres, and it's the Ratho boys of Owen Kane in 2, Kyle Whitter in 3, Jesse Osas in 4, and Gavin Whitter in 5. So the battle of the brothers in lanes 3 and 5, the under 19 athlete in 3 and the under 16 athlete in 5. So away they go, and it's in between them. It's Jesse Osas absolutely storming away with this really short knee lift, but it was really, really effective. So no time just shown for us there, but that was very impressive by Jesse Osas.
7:24 there, Jesse Osas.
So 7:24 we think the time is. Yeah, 7:24 comes up on the clock. That's a really good run by the under-19 athlete. So we can see here again, doesn't even get very high when he's into the set position. So there's a lot to work with there. A lot of talent in there. Very, very raw, but very, very effective. Tom O'Brien now getting himself ready again now for his second attempt in the high jump. So Tom O'Brien now, off he goes. Second attempt. Oh, well clear that time. As long as he doesn't conk it with his head on his way back.
Waterford, impressive clearance. The men's high jump.
So we can see down in front of me here the Ratho's Kids 6 teams coming out for their 4x200 metre relay. So 24 Ratho's Kids now, all between under 12, 13. There we see Dave Matthews over chatting to Colette there. So Dave, race or meet director here, brainchild behind these NIA lives. Been a bad year for Dave on the record front, losing his 800 metre record to Mark English last year, and then we see him losing, well, he's still the fastest outdoor 1,000 metre man, but Luke McCann running 2:17 indoors for 1,000 metres there last week. So we see down on the infield, or on the track, the athletes in their 4x200 metres relay getting taken out to their positions. So we've Rathoth in 1, Rathoth in 2, Rathoth in 3, Rathoth in 4, Rathoth in 5, and Rathoth in 6. And then we see Peter Doherty, coach to most of these athletes, getting them organised, stopwatch in hand. So we have 3 under 12 teams and 3 under 13 teams. We have 2 under 12 girls teams and 1 boys under 12. And then we have 2 girls under 13 teams and 1 boy under 13 team. So I haven't a clue which is which. But these relays give us great entertainment. So let's hope that all the athletes know which team they're on, because it's very hard to distinguish when you've all the same singlets. So Jackie Mulhall, our starter tonight, getting them all out into their lanes for the first changeover. So the athletes will run the first leg in lanes, second leg will run the first bend in lanes, and then they'll break in, and then it's a free-for-all after that.
13 girls, lane 4 under 12 boys A team, lane 5 under 13 girls, and 6 under 12 girls.
So I can hear Jackie Mulhall down below saying, do you know who your teammates are? Because this could get very messy. So just a slight delay here getting this relay underway. Joe Ryan and Tom Clinton having a bit of a confab down there. So call to the marks. Some go down, some stay up. So away we go. 4 by 200 meters. So let's see. Can anyone get close to 2 minutes? Probably highly unlikely. So all under 12, under 13. So they're only 10, 11-year-olds. So it looks like lane 5. Really good first leg. But don't forget, second athlete still has to run the first bend in lanes. So it looks like lane 5 first changeover, then maybe lane 1. So it's definitely going to be lane 5. So I presume that's one of the under 13 girls teams, and the inside must be one of the under 13 boys teams. So they all break in now. And now it all gets really interesting. So still the Rathout girls team putting it up to the under 13 Rathout boys team, but Rathout boy goes wide here. Looks for his athlete. So they get put into their positions from the 100 metre mark for the next leg. So wherever they are in that leg over at the 1500 metre start, that's where Jackie will put them into position. So it's still the girls leading it out here. An absolutely storming leg here. So our Rathout athlete in third place running a really, really good leg here. You can see him coming into picture. But it's the girls showing it to the boys here. And this is a big lead. Final changeover. Really nice changeover. Didn't look behind. Hand back. Gets it into the left hand. Changes into the right hand. And away we go. So, but when you're our little boy in third place to come out from lane 3 and get into lane 1. But this is very, very... Oh, she looks over her shoulder. She's got about 25 metres. But the battle could be for second and third. He's decided now he's going to come into the inside lane from the third lane. But really, really good run here. It is going to be under 2 minutes for our under 13 girls here. 1:57.74. So then our two under 12 and 13 boys teams cross the line. Then really, really close between our second under 12 and 13 team. And then a great round of applause by the other 23 teammates as the 6th Rathout team comes through. So fantastic to see a club with so many athletes here competing. Beats training, that's for sure. So 1:57.74. So we can see here that storming finish. So that's averaging 29 lows for each athlete. So the Rathout girl there just pulled away actually in that last leg. So very impressive. They'll be no doubt at the Leinster relays, indoor relays this weekend in Athlone. They'll be looking for a medal, no doubt, to get them through to the All-Irelands. So it's a good warm-up for these kids. Saturday make their way to Athlone for the Leinster Juvenile Relay Championships. So back to the high jump here. So Tom O'Brien from Waterford. So a lot of the athletes still to make their way in with their opening height. So Tom, being the gentleman he is, even helping the ladies back up with the bar. So now we'll go to the under 15 4x200 meter relays. We have 2 girls under 15 teams and 2 boys under 15 teams from Rathoath. Race Swan now from Newbridge. No, it's one of the Waterford AC athletes coming in from the right hand side. So that was Xavier Hubert from LSA, Lambay Sports Academy. Now it's race 1. Going through the motions. Yeah. Just need to do that and then I'm over. So Kieran Conlon there taking all the photographs of the night. One of the top tutors for a lot of the athletics leader and level 1, level 2 courses. So race 1, Newbridge AC. You can see the clearance in his head. Can he actually do it? So he's away. Yeah, he had the height, just clipped it late on there with the legs.
On from Newbridge, the men's high jump. Next up on the track. Once again, a 4x200 meter relays under 15 girls from Rathoath. 3 girls teams and 1 of the 15 boys teams here, 4x200.
So here's Dana Keeley from St Albans. So it's her entry into the high jump competition. So long run up, very close to the shot put area. So very close to that. Then turns in and oh, nice clearance. Nice first time clearance there by Dana Keeley. So back to the 15 girls and boys 4x200 meter relay. So away and a good start in lane 3 there from the under 15 girls team. And then right out on the outside, so the 2 under 15 girls teams going very well here. So staggers pretty even. It does look as though it's lane 6 from probably lane 4. So lane 6 heads over lane 4, then lane 5, and then lane 3. So it looks now like one of the under 15 boys trying to make his move, close that down on the girls team out in the lead. Oh, he's a big gap to close, but it looks as though he's going to be pretty close here when they hand over. So it's the girls under 15 from the boys under 15.
Great to see 4 teams this juvenile age.
So again, field well strung out here. So come round now, it'll be the final changeover. So we look like to see some very young under 15s here. So a very young athlete, looks like from Rathoath, taking this final changeover. He has the lead, gets the handbag, he gets the shout, puts the handbag, lovely change. But he's going to be chased all the way here. This is going to be some battle here. So it looks as though Rathoath's second athlete closing down, but this is a brave run by our younger athlete. No real response to that, but still very impressive. So looks like the under 15 boys going to take it from then the mixed girls and boys team. So I would suspect that that is that second athlete's second run over 200 meters, so he'll be tired. So still 4 more 4x200 meter races from the Rathoath kids there. Huge crowd here tonight. So we can see big gap to close. And he closed it and finished strong. Dips at the line 151.56. Most senior athletes would take that for an 800. So we see back at the high jump, that was a second attempt, I think. So Newbridge's race won, one attempt left, I think, in the high jump. So I just don't have the name of this athlete. I think it's Ciara Kennelly from Killarney Valley. I could be wrong here. So personal best of 1.76 m.
Katie Doherty in lane 5 and Niamh Murphy in 6.
So nice professional run up and a nice first time clearance here. Yeah, so Dana Keeley and Ciara Kennelly both clear on their first attempt as they enter the competition. Xavier Hubert from Land-Based Sports Academy, second attempt. Oh, he has the height, he just needs to get the distance and not fall down top of the bar. Says me, who hasn't a clue about high jump. So we're back on the track for the third of our 4x200 metre juvenile relays. 4 teams here in the under 16 2 girls teams, under 17 1 girl team, and an under 18 girls team from Rathoath. So the pole vault has got underway. That pole vault will go on for a long time. The bar only at 2.20 meters, so we've a long way to go. We expect to see a lot of athletes still there at well over double that height. But back to the 4x200 relay. Looks like Katie Doherty, who we saw win her 60 metre heat, going well in this 200 metres. But inside her, Eve Mooney looks to be going well as well. But it's Katie Doherty. So that was just a straight 200 metres, 25.59. So big advantage in 200s having the outside lanes. So Katie Doherty had a great breakthrough season last year over 200s and 300s, and we can see here that she had the lead from the start, but she was made work the whole way from in lane 6 Niamh Murphy and in lane 4 Eve Mooney, and it was very close between those two, which I think Eve Mooney just got. So Katie Doherty, the under 16 athlete, from Eve Mooney, the under 17 athlete, and Niamh Murphy, the under 18 athlete, and fourth was Amelia Holland, under 16.
So next up, C2, the girls 200. Sophie Finn in 3, Guida Fitzsimons in 4, Saoirse Carrigan in 5, and lane 6 Abe Ford. Report out from Rathoath.
So that's Dana Keeley making our way back down, halfway down, or a bit longer past the shot put area. So she takes a really long run up, gets herself psyched up. So Dana, the St Albans athlete, going through the motions. So a PB of 175, Ciara Kennelly's PB 176. So it should be a good competition between the two of them. So back to the next 200 metres. In lane 3 we've Sophie Finn, in lane 4 Kiva Fitzsimons, in lane 5 Saoirse Corrigan, and in lane 6 Ave Ford. So the second 200 metres underway. So Kiva Fitzsimons in 4 and Saoirse Carrigan in 5. They look to be the two, but inside Sophie Finn also going pretty well. But I would suspect that Kiva Fitzsimons may come stronger. We've seen her run a lot longer distances as well, but still Saoirse Carrigan in lane 5. It looks like Saoirse is going to take this one. Very good run by Saoirse Carrigan in 5. Takes that in 26.44. So we see the replay here. I really did think that Kiva Fitzsimons was going to come strong there, but really good response by Saoirse Carrigan in lane 5. You can see she's working here, the head just going sideways slightly. That's a sign of tiredness, but kept the momentum going really well to the line. So 26 point for the under 16 athlete, 25 point for Katie Doherty in the race before that, also under 16.
So next up will be the boys, 200 metres, juvenile boys.
So it looks as though we are back at the high jump here.
Gavin Witter, 5. Jesse Osas, 6.
Ciara Kennelly from Killarney Valley. Athletes know exactly what they want to do in their heads, and it's just executing that. So here we go. Ciara Kennelly, first attempt. Nope. So just not sure what height we're at here, but two athletes, Dana Keeley and Ciara Kennelly, very well matched. 175, 176 PBs. So back we go to the track. Our first race with the boys over 200 metres. Jack O'Donnell in lane 4, Gavin Witter in 5, and Jesse Osas in 6. So fresh from doing their 60 metres, so they've had a good run out. So Jesse Osas, we saw really raw on that 60 metres, but some serious speed. So can he hold it out over 200 metres? So he's gone off fast anyway, Gavin Witter inside him. But it looks like Jesse Osas has it at the moment. If he has the stamina, he has it. Yeah, he just looks pretty effortless here. So he takes that in 23.90 from Gavin Witter, and then Jack O'Donnell. So we can see Jesse Osas took that one in 23.90. So we're back to Ciara Kennelly for our second attempt in the high jump. So a bit of a shorter run up this time. So just obviously trying something slightly different. So Ciara Kennelly now starts. And she's away this time, yeah. Real high knee lift and boing. No. So she'll not be happy with that, as you can see. I think she has one attempt left. So we're at the pole vault here now, and we've got Sarah Durham, 3 metres. So Sarah Durham from Lusk AC.
Next up on the track, 4x200 on the 14s.
So next attempt at 3 meters. I think that might have been Adam McNally. No, it would have been Padraig Ryan from Luscasey. So again, he'll have 2 more attempts. Seamus Flynn just giving him a few words of advice. So Seamus doing great stuff for pole vault with the juvenile athletes. So back now to the next 4x200 meters relay. We have 2 girls under 14 teams and 1 boys under 14. So we saw our 12s and 13s run 1:57. So can our under 14s do better than that? So away we go. So good start out in the outside lane for the under 14 girls team. Well, it looks pretty even staggers. Nobody with a big lead here, so they could be well placed and well bunched up when they hand over the baton and then break down the back straight. I think that's one of John O'Reilly's kids. So it's the under 14 girls A team with now a significant lead. They all break in. So about 10-meter lead, but the gap is getting a little bit closer here. So no doubt 10-meter lead for one of the girls on the 14 teams, but that lead has got a little bit closer here. So we could very well have our closest finish of the relays. Boys under 14 team now beginning to make a little bit of a... Again, he sees the inside, takes the inside. Thank you very much. So we cross to the final leg here. They're going to get the baton in around 126, 127, 128. So it took them a while just to get that final change over. So our boy just needs to come in. Just because you get the baton in lane 2 doesn't mean you need to stay in lane 2. And now he looks as though he's starting to make his way back into the inside lane. So can he close that down? Looks as though the girl's going to be their day again. She looks over her left-hand shoulder. But she'll see the second place athletes run that last leg in second lane. So the girls from the boys from the girls. So 1:58.14. So great evening's competition for the Rathoath kids. Now we get back then to the track and field senior women's 400 metres here at the very impressive NIA stadium. So second attempt for Sarah Durham, 3 metres. Has a personal best of 3 metres 20, so it's well within her height. So Sarah Durham. No, she'll have one more attempt. So we saw Mondo Duplantis in Belgrade break the world record yet again with 6:19.
At 7 p.m. first heat of women's 400. The girl should be checked in. Well warmed up. 7 p.m.
That same night we saw Louise Shanahan from Ireland win the women's 800 metres over at that Belgrade international event.
Call in our women for 400 metres, the first heat, 7 p.m. start. Call all the girls in. So in the women's 400 metres at this track and field event, there is €400 for any athlete to break 55 seconds. So the women's 400 metres, if any athlete can break 55 seconds, there's a €400 bonus. And then if we can get someone to break the 4-minute mile later on, there's also a €400 bonus. We haven't had a sub 4-minute mile here at the NIA, so we're hoping that tonight will be the night. We've Andrew Coscoran from Star of the Sea, trained by Phelim Kelly, and we have Nick Griggs and Roland Sturlis, trained. So it should be a really, really good competition.
So the two boys trained by Mark Kirk coming down to try and take on the 353 miler in Andrew Coscoran. Mark Milner in that field as well, stepping up from 800s to 1500s. So really, really good mile in prospect later on. So we see Brian Gregan there in the background. So after 5 years in the wilderness, in effect, he's back, selected on the Irish team for the 4x400 metres relay in Belgrade in the World Indoors, starting next weekend. So perseverance does pay off. I'd say there was so many times he felt like giving it up, but he persevered and persevered, and he's back and rewarded with that selection on the Irish team. So third attempt, no, not to be tonight for Sarah Derham from Luskasea.
Once again, I'd like to welcome everybody, NIA Live, finale tonight, presented by Troy Track and Field.
So this is Padraig Ryan again from Luskasea now. 3 metres. Can he do it? Oh, it's a lovely, lovely clearance. Oh, and he looked up to see that the pole hit the bar. So plenty of relief there in that face.
Prize for sub 55 seconds in the women's 400. And also a €400 prize for a sub 4-minute mile. Can we make history tonight? NIA Live. Can we make history in the 4-minute mile later this evening?
So first heat of the women's 400 metres. In lane 2, Nicole Daly from Luskasea. Lane 3, Amy Sheehy, Clonliffe Harriers. Lane 4, Amelia Campbell, Rathoath. Lane 5, Michelle Brannigan, LSA. And in lane 6, Aveen Dempsey, Armagh AC. Thumbs up from Tom. Oh. So just thinking, when I see a sprinter from Armagh AC, I'd say Dermot and Angela Kerr can't believe it. So great to see. Then they also have sprinters as well as many a great distance athlete. So great club with great tradition. Looking forward to the Armagh 5K being back on our schedules next year. So green card just by Jackie to all the athletes. So nobody has to leave the field. Oh, it's a nervous time for these young athletes and the starting blocks. But great experience for them. So away we go in the first of our women's 400 metres, and a great start on the outside by Aveen Dempsey from Armagh AC. And then long stride there by Amy Sheehy from Clonliffe Harriers. Really, really easy running. She looks like a really class middle distance athlete, but she seems to be taking it within her stride. On the outside, Aveen Dempsey will be the first to break. And then Amy Sheehy. And then we've Amelia Campbell from Rathoath. So 29 seconds through 200 metres. So Aveen Dempsey, under 17. Can she break 60 seconds? Can she keep this 10-metre lead? She seems to be maintaining it here. So through 345 seconds, bang on. Looks as though she's just going to be over 60 seconds here. But a brave run. Aveen Dempsey, Armagh AC. She's taken it on from the very start. And she's actually extended her lead over that last 100 metres. So Aveen Dempsey takes it in 1:01.94 from Amy Sheehy, Amelia Campbell.
Nicole Daly from Lusk.
So such
Good work with
a
the other
brutal
girls.
distance, 400 metres. You think
Taking that one.
you're not going off too hard, but when the wheels come off, they come off. But not there for Avine Dempsey from Armagh, taking that on 101.94. So Mark Tierney now in the pole vault from NIA Olympic. Oh, I thought he was over there at 320. So Dara Carr from LSA in lane 2. In lane 3, it looks like it's Sadie Cullinan from Northwest Kildare. Lane 4, Ava Byrne from Bray Runners. Now in lane 6, Kelly Barry from Lucan Harriers. So second 400 metres underway.
We're underway here. 400 metre women's. LSA in lane 2 and 3.
So out on the outside, Kelly Barry from Lucan Harriers, but she had nobody in lane 5. So it looks like it's Dara Carr from LSA. He's gone off pretty well as well, but it looks as though it's going to be Kelly Barry from Lucan Harriers with the lead as they break. From Bray Runners, Ava Byrne. So Ava Byrne now just looks as though she's going to just close that down. 31.10 at the bell. Surprised the clock stopped there, but good to see what the lap was. So now we have a race on. So Ava Byrne just sits and sits and sits. Now she makes a move just before 300 metres. Kelly Barry, can she respond? No, it doesn't look as though she can. So it's going to be Ava Byrne from Bray Runners. So she's powering on here. It's going to be around 63, 64 seconds. So Ava Byrne, Bray Runners, is going to take this one from Kelly Barry from Lucan Harriers. So 105.83 for that second race. Again, if we can get anyone to break 55 seconds this tri-track and field women's 400 metres, there's a €400 bonus. So I'll probably be looking for that in the final heat. Nicole Walsh from Galway City Harriers, a PB of 55.20. So her eyes will be on that prize.
Next up, the men's high jump, Kieran Conley from Michaela. A very strong season
so Kieran Conley now from Michaela in the high jump, coached by Lisa Dixon. 2:11 PB. National Senior Outdoor Champion from last year. That is first senior international in Glasgow at DNA. So Mark Tierney, no, he'll have one more go. We just reneged at that there, just Run up wasn't right, didn't feel he had the pole in the right place to plant it.
Next up on the track, Heat 3, women's 400 metres. The Lucan duo, Claire Rigney and Eve Marie Noctor. Ratos Ashland Stratford in 5. This will be Heat 3.
Now Lisa Houlihan from West Waterford AC at 3 metres 20. PB at 3:35. No, 2 more attempts. No, that's her competition. It looks like her competition done. Padraig Ryan now going at 3:20. We saw his third time clearance at 3 metres. So we get ready now for the third race in the women's 400 metres. In lane 3, we have Claire Rigney from Lucan Harriers. In lane 4, Marie Noctor from Lucan Harriers. And in lane 5, Aisling Stratford from Rathoth. So way to go. 3 heats will be soon done. 4 heats we have then. So it looks like on the inside here, Claire Rigney. But the 3 of these pretty closely matched actually in terms of time, so we should see pretty close race here. So it's Claire Rigney, and then Eve Marie Noctor and Aisling Stratford. So Aisling Stratford now 27, 28, 29. So it looks like we're going to have a real race on here. So down the back straight. Looks like Eve Marie Noctor now has made her kick for home. 344 seconds, so we could see sub 60 here. Aisling Stratford is a 59.50, but none of the other athletes have broken 60 seconds. So into the home straight. Can she do it here? So Eve Marie Noctor, very strong finish. Oh, 1 minute .09. She'd be delighted, but she'd be gutted. Her PB is 60 seconds exactly, and so she's running to her potential. So that was a good run. So we can see her coming up the home straight here. She actually ran pretty conservatively for the first lap because she was in third place when they broke, but then came very strongly down that back straight in the second lap and powered on to take that in 1 minute .09 seconds. So back to the pole vault.
Men's pole vault also well underway. Mark Tierney, Nina Olympic. Next up for the men's pole vault.
So Mark Tierney, third attempt, 3 metres 20. So just wait until he gets the nod and he's able to go. So he's away, third attempt, 3 metres 20. No, just seems to aim to plant that pole a little bit early.
Next up on the track, 4 heat, women's 400. Amy Doherty Ratode, Leah Bergen Clonliff, Ray's Lee Murray, Orla Lear Monaghan Phoenix, Galway City Harriers Nicole Walsh.
So final heat, women's 400 metres. So from the inside, Amy Doherty, Rathoth AC in 2, Leah Bergen, Clonliff Harriers in 3, Niamh Murray, Bray Runners in 4, Orla Lear, Monaghan Phoenix in 5, and in lane 6, Nicole Walsh, Galway City Harriers. So it looks like Nicole Walsh the clear favourite here. Can she break 55 seconds, go home with €400 in our pocket? Let's wait and see. We'll get a 200 metre split, hopefully. So we're away. Final heat, and she's giving it everything here, so she's well clear here. Niamh Murray from Bray Runners giving it a go here as well. But it's on the outside, Nicole Walsh. will have the lead when she breaks from Niamh Murray, Bray Runners. And then looks like Leah Bergen, and right on the inside Amy Doherty. So look, it's going to be pretty close in the break, but it's definitely Nicole Walsh from Galway City Harriers. Nicole Walsh goes through in 26.27 exactly, so she's on course for it. But as we know, first 200 always faster in this 400 metres. But Nicole Walsh and then Niamh Murray trying to chase her down here. So let's get the split at 300 metres as they go through 300 in 41 seconds. So she needs to come home in 14 seconds or less. It's Orla, Niamh Murray really giving Nicole Walsh a push here, but it's going to be Nicole Walsh. She's tying up Niamh Murray, 56.84. So good run. That'll be a big PB, I'd say, for Niamh Murray from Bray Runners in second place. So brave run. Took it out really hard. 27 seconds exactly at the bell. So she came home then in 29.84. So it just shows you that second lap is an absolute killer. But we can see Niamh Murray put in a really good run here from Bray Runners, the under 18 athlete. So the winner of each event also gets a €100 sports voucher. So you won't go away empty-handed. She won't have the €400 in her back pocket. She gets a €100 sports voucher. She's actually getting handed it now by Dave Matthews. Kieran Conlon taking the photographs. So there's Dave. And then Kieran Conlon taking the photographs. And then Nicole Walsh with a €100 sports voucher. So we go back to the pole vault, and it's Clodagh Walsh from Abbey Striders now, attempting 3 metres 35. So she's entering the competition, I think, at 3 metres 35.
Again, final call, men's 400, heats 1, 2 and 3. Make your way in there.
So it's great to see pole vault has become really popular now in both juveniles and senior competitions. So we'll see. Oh, yeah. So lovely clearance there by Clodagh Walsh from Abbey Striders. So she looks as though she'll have a long way to go in this competition.
Really great sponsorship again tonight. Last night, NIA Live. Great start to the evening so far, the 60 metres on our juvenile relays. Any of those juveniles heading down to Athlone now on Saturday for the Leinster relays.
So just trying to see what singlet that is. Looks like it was Enniscorthy or something, so I just didn't get a number on it. So it was a clearance anyway at 3:35. No, it's Goran AC. Just don't have him on my list here, but 3:35 cleared nice. Oh, so absolutely battered that pole off there with his knees. Have 2 more attempts left at 3 metres 35.
So next up will be the men's 400 metres, heat 1. Lane 2,
so we're back to the track here. We have a number of 400 metres for men now. So we've got 5 heats. So it looks like we're going to have a great final heat with Cathal Crosby and Brian Gregan and Éanna Madden, who are all in the final of the National Senior 400 metres here last week. But in the first heat, in lane 2, we've Paul McDonough from Portlaoise. In lane 4, Paula Muraku from Drogheda District. And then in lane 5, John Flanagan from Lucan Harriers, and in lane 6, Adam Furlong from Sports World. So see a red in this first heat.
Super jump, Kieran Conley there to Kayla, Kieran 205 in the men's high jump.
So while these guys are getting ready, Kieran Conley's just cleared 205 in the high jump.
So men's 400 metres, heat 1.
4 athletes in the first race. So away we go. First of 5 races. So most likely Paul McDonough from Portlaoise is going to close down, I'd say, all of these staggers before he comes round into the home straight for the first time. So it looks like Paul McDonough, and then right on the outside Adam Furlong from Sports World. No, Adam Furlong from Sports World takes this on, and it's actually Luis Allegra Batala from Lucan Harriers it is in second place. So Luis Allegra Batala from Lucan in second place. Adam Furlong, Sports World in the lead. And here goes Luis Allegra Batala. He's kicked now, but he hasn't got rid of Adam Furlong yet. But the gap just looks to be extending ever so slowly. Oh, geez, he just held on there. It seemed to trip, but he held it together. Oh, and he's going again. The legs are going to go, are they? Oh my good God. The legs. Oh, he's just about held on. That was painful. Last 70 or 80 metres. But Luis Allegra Batala hung on there. I don't know how he hung on. I don't know how he stayed in his feet, but he did. And he got that in 1:02.61. Look at this. Thought he was gone there. Thought he was gone earlier. And then, that is unbelievable. How he stayed on his feet is beyond me. Oh, lactic like we've never seen it. But he held on for the win. So we're back at the pole vault now. The pole vault's moved to 3 meters 50. Just difficult to see who the athletes are when there's no number on their back. But we'll try and let you know as soon as we can. So a fast run up. Nice pole plant. Oh, geez, miles over there. So that's our Goran athlete. Just don't have him on my list, but there's definitely well over 4 meters in him with that first attempt there. So 350 in the pole vault. Still a lot of athletes to still enter the competition. So we still have Shane Power, Conor Callanan and Matthew Callanan-Keenan still to enter the competition. Rena Bryce from Leeville, one of our top juveniles, under 19 athlete, still to enter as well. And now we have Clodagh Walsh making her way for her first attempt at 350. So back to the second heat in the men's 400 metres. In lane 2, Paul Phelan, Kilkenny City Harriers. In lane 3, Colm O'Carroll from Waterford AC. In lane 4, Paul Stewart, Rodden District. In lane 5, Shane Hanley, St Bridget's. And in lane 6, Dylan King, Suncroft. So Joe Walsh just having a few words with Paul Stewart. So it can be a little bit misleading for some of the athletes, the 200 and the 400 metre stagger. So I think Joe just telling them you can put your hands a little bit further forward to the 400 line. So take 2. So away we go. Second heat of 5, men's 400 metres. And it's Colm O'Carroll from Waterford AC. He's definitely going to be the leader after 100 metres. And then on the outside, Dylan King. But it's Colm O'Carroll from Waterford AC. He's going to have a big, big lead here now. So Colm O'Carroll, Waterford AC. And then in 5, Shane Healy. And in 6, Dylan King. So through the bell, 26 point. St Bridget's Shane Hanley in second place, and he looks actually very, very comfortable here. So it looks though he's going to come up onto his shoulder, and will he just go straight past him or will he sit in? No, Shane Hanley's going to go now past him. Can Colm O'Carroll respond to that? Doesn't look as though he can. Some battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. But Shane Hanley from St. Bridget's
Shane Hanley, St.
looks
Bridget's, folks.
so within himself here. Actually, the stride hasn't got any shorter. He's done that in 55.78. Shane Hanley from St. Bridget's, from Colm O'Carroll from Waterford AC, and then Paul Stewart from Drogheda District in third place.
The winner taking that one is 55.78.
So we see Shane Hanley coming up the home straight. Looks pretty comfortable, but you can see he is grimacing. Really fast first 200 metres there from Colm O'Carroll. Paid for it down the back straight. So there we see Ian Madden getting ready for his 400 metres. So around very low 48s, looking to get into that mid 47 range later on. So we see him in the final race. Really good race in prospect. Cathal Crosby against Brian Gregan. Nothing between the two of them at the National Senior Indoors. Been a breakthrough year for Cathal Crosby, getting himself onto that World Indoor Relay squad, getting himself a medal at National Indoors.
Next up will be heat 3.
So third heat in the men's 400 metres in lane 2. So we have Ricardo Bushina from Castlecomer. In lane 3, Raphael McCaffrey from Rathoath AC. We saw him run the 60 metres earlier on. Adam Quinn from Rathoath in lane 4. And then two of our under 18 athletes, Sean Allen from St. Peter's in lane 5 and Max Singleton from Bray Runners in lane 6. So good to see Sean Allen back on the track. Won an All-Ireland cross-country, I think under 13 it might have been, down in Dungarvan a number of years ago in really, really wet conditions. So he has the talent. Actually doesn't even look as though he's here. We're down to 3 athletes actually in this race now. A couple of them haven't made it to the blocks. So Castlecomer's Ricardo Bushina, Raphael McCaffrey, and then right out on the outside Max Singleton from Bray Runners. So it'll look like Max has a big lead, but we expect Raphael McCaffrey, the long jumper and sprinter, stepping up in the distance. He's probably heading into a little bit of the unknown here. More the long jumper, you would see him. So Max Singleton, the under 18 athlete, has broken first. Raphael McCaffrey, and then right on the inside Ricardo Bushina through the bell, 27. our top athletes are starting to take their tops off and get themselves ready. You can see Colin Cannon getting the t-shirt off, Lee Vale singlet on. Well, we're into the fourth heat in the men's 400 metres. Looks like we have a full field here. In lane 2, Shane Smith from Drogheda District. Lane 3, Jack Kelly from Tala AC. Lane 4, Dean Ryan, Newbridge AC. Lane 5, Shane Webb from Ballymore Cove. And in lane 6, Donald Cairns, Raheny Shamrock. So they've all times down here between 52 and 53 seconds. So we should have a belter of a race here. Should be really, really close. Always great when you get 4 or 5 athletes bunching in when they can break in. We saw it here at the National Seniors a couple of years ago when Tom Barr got absolutely creamed out of it, nearly through the barriers in lane 6 coming to the bell, and his race was run. It's not great for the athletes, but great for the spectators.
Folks, senior men high jump, Kieran Conley, 10:2:10.
So in the high jump, Kieran Conley is going at 2 metres 10 centimetres. So he's near PB territory. So there's Kieran. You can see the long run up he has. So just getting himself together. So 2:10 for Kieran Conley in the high jump. Pole vault bar goes to 4 metres 10. And we're in the heat 4 of heat 5 in the men's 400 metres. So away we go. We're expecting them to be all pretty close here. But in lane 5, Shane Webb from Ballymore Cove has gone off extremely hard here. In lane 2 then, Jack Kelly from Tala maybe in second place. But leans forward. Shane Webb. So Shane Webb has it from lane 5. From in lane 2, Jack Kelly from Tala. Then Raheny Shamrock's Donald Cairns. So through in 24 point. So here they all are. They have to go out really wide. Even Newbridge's Dean Ryan, he's had to go really, really wide, but he didn't get anywhere. But here now, Tala's Jack Ryan has made his move. So Jack Ryan has stormed into the lead here. He's pulling away from the rest of the field. So it looks as though he's going to be around 52 seconds. He was 39 seconds or so at 300 metres. This is really, really impressive second lap here. So Jack Kelly from Tala AC takes that 51.47. He'd be very happy with that. And he's got right up from 4th to 2nd place, Shane Smith from Drogheda District. So we can see the absolute massive gap he opened up there on that back straight and then the home straight. But look at the battle for 2nd place. And it's the Drogheda District man, Shane Smith, who got the better of them. But really, really impressive there by Jack Kelly from Tala AC, the under-18 athlete, 51.47. So that's Conor Callan we see out on the pole vault run up, and there's Cathal Crosby, 47.40 PB. Had to give it absolutely everything to run that 47.40 at National Seniors. There's Brian Gregan, persevered over the last number of years. Can't have been easy for him, but he's back. He's not back to his best. 46.07 PB indoors. He's a 47.2 or so this year indoors. 47.42, I think. He's only 200ths of a second actually behind Cathal Crosby. And then we see Éanna Madden then 48.02. Lane 3, the big framed athlete won't enjoy that lane 3. He'll be looking to put himself right in the mix when they break down this home straight. So great racing prospect. And then we've Jed Walsh from Rathoath, the junior athlete, 49.90 PB. And then on the inside we've Carl McElgan from Carrick and Shannon.
Really impressive jumps. 2 athletes. Pole vault well underway here as well. Another strong clearance in the pole vault. It's all happening, folks. Don't shut your eyes, you'll miss something.
So, on your marks called by Tom Clinton in this men's 400 metres let's hope we get the race that we're expecting. So these athletes in lanes 5 and 6 will head off next week to Belgrade for the World Indoors. They'll both be looking to be on that first 4. So looks like the first 3 are guaranteed. So that 4th place up for grabs on the squad. So here we go. So Cathal Crosby on the outside, Brian Gregan on his inside, and then Éanna Madden, Jed Walsh then as well, trying to mix it with the men. So Brian Gregan in 5, Cathal Crosby, and Éanna Madden has gone off really, really fast, and it looks like Éanna Madden's going to have the lead as they break. Will Éanna Madden have it, or will Cathal Crosby get in ahead of him? Oh, the 3 of them, nothing. Oh, 22-26. It's a fast first 200 metres. Cathal Crosby has the lead now. Cathal Crosby down the back straight. 2 or 3 metres over Brian Gregan. Can Gregan close that down? Gregan, he's slowly but surely getting closer and closer to him. Éanna Madden looks done. But Brian Gregan, can he close those 2 or 3 metres? But it looks as though Cathal Crosby has done enough. Has he opened up the gap? Has he come out too far? No, Cathal Crosby just has a 47.50. It looked as though he opened up a gap for Gregan to go up the inside. Gregan saw the gap on the inside and tried to take it, but he just didn't have enough metres left. So 47.50. So running close to PB territory. Might get rounded down by 100 or 2. But Cathal Crosby takes that from Ennistrack, from Brian Gregan. So Dave Matthews, congratulations. So you can see here now, as he come into the home straight, Cathal Crosby goes out nearly into lane 2. He looks over thinking Gregan's going to be on his right hand side shoulder, but Gregan sees the gap on the inside. Crosby just closes it down a little bit. So Éanna Madden just paid for that real belter of a first 200 metres. So we were looking for a great race. We got the great race. 47.50. So it's great. The athletes head over to the far side. Nobody sees what goes on, but some of them look for a bin, put their heads in it. After giving it absolutely everything. So we can see the pole vaults at 4 metres 10. So it looks like Shane. So we're just going to see who's going to. Michael Bowler, it looks like it could be next out, not sure. So there's Conor Calnan, only under 18, our national senior champion outdoors last year. Had to settle for silver, I think, in the indoors. But a great prospect. Still only under 18, 4 metres 75. His personal best. So Michael Bowler it is. So Michael Bowler looks to be entering the competition 4 metres 10. So our 800 metre women athletes are out for their first heat, but we just see can Michael make a first time clearance at 4:10. So the 800 metre athletes call to their marks. Michael Bowler. We'll just watch his first attempt before we get to the... Oh, he was well over, but he just clipped it. So on the inside, Nicola Welch from Dunleer. Then right on the outside looks like Siobhan Nugent from Liffey Valley. So we'll see them now coming around in the home straight. So Nicola Welch of Dunleer AC on the outside. So she looks as though she's going to take it on from Siobhan Nugent, Liffey Valley. So 35 seconds through the first 200 metres, so 2:20 pace. And so we'll probably look for these athletes to run around 2:30 or just sub 2:30. But Nicola Welch is going to take it on here. Siobhan Nugent in second place. And then So come round the next time. It looks as though there'll be 72, 73 seconds, it looks like. So Nicola Welch on her own.
The girls come into the home straight the second time. We hit the halfway mark.
So 73, 74. So Siobhan Nugent then in second place. And then Kate Nugent from Sports World in third. Newbridge's Sue McDonald then in 4. So now it's at this sort of stage around the 500 metre mark where it's beginning to hurt. You're out on your own. You don't know how far the athletes are behind you, and you're just powering on and powering on. Hopefully you're opening up the gap, and hope that you don't hear any breathing behind you. But she has maybe 15 metre lead. Nicola Welch now, she's going to come up and get the bell in around 155 or so. So Nicola Welch gets the bell, 154, 155. Into second place now goes Kate Nugent. From Siobhan Nugent, Livy Valley in third. So the lead doesn't look as though it's going to be sufficient for anyone else to be able to close her down. They are getting closer, but 100 metres to go. The gap still 10, 15 metres. So Nicola Welch, she's trying to kick hard here again. So she's sort of gone from gun to tip. In the home straight in the first lap, she took the lead and continued on. She's working hard. She's going to be around 236, 237. And then a very fast finish, and we didn't see her throughout the whole race then. Sue McDonald from Newbridge takes second. So 236.62 for Nicola Welch.
But our winner there, commanding run there from Valaire's Nicola Welch, 236.62.
So Michael Bowler's back on the pole vault run up. Bar seems to have moved to 430, so he's obviously asked that to be increased. Oh, and he was over it again. Somehow he just seemed to clip it on the way down. So there's 3 heats in this women's 800 metres, and we're getting ready for the second heat. So 10 athletes in this race. So big field. So 236 the first heat. A lot of the athletes here in the mid 220s with personal bests. And it's Aoibhinn Keating from Kilcool right on the outside, and then right on the inside we've Adele McNamara from Dublin City Harriers. Jenny Johnson then from Clonliffe Harriers. The pace looks to have steadied there. They're all pretty well bunched, as you'd expect pretty early on. And it's Jenny Johnson leads Aoibhinn Keating, and then right on the outside Aoife Core from Dublin City Harriers. So 36 seconds, so nobody really prepared to take this on. So it looks to be more of a race than a time trial here, but now the pace begins to pick up. I say when they saw they went through in 36-37, they said to themselves that's too slow for a first lap, but then it's all bunched up again here. You can see them getting closer and closer. 55 seconds through 300 metres, so it's slowed down again. So come in to the home straight now, and it's Maggie Jez from Lucan Harriers, one of the youngest athletes in the field. From Aoife Core in second place, then in third place Aoibhinn Keating, 1:13 through 400 metres. So Maggie Jez from Aoife Core, then Kilcool's Aoibhinn Keating. The field just beginning to get a little bit strung out now. So Maggie Jez now really beginning to stretch that field out. So she's going to come up with to the bell with 5 or 6 metres lead. So Maggie Jez, the under 17 athlete, at 1:48, 1:49. So she's picked up the pace a little bit.
athletes, 6, 7, 8 metre lead.
So the race is on in behind. So can Maggie Jez, the youngest athlete in the field, hold on here? 100 metres to go, 2:05, 2:06. So she's kicked on. She's going to be around 2:23, 2:24, so it's going to be negative split for Maggie Jez. Maria Dunn from St. Lawrence O'Toole in second place from Cara McNally from Lusk AC. You're used to seeing her over the steeplechase barriers. So trying to get a bit of speed in those legs before the 1500 metre steeplechase from the school starts again. So we see here Maggie Jez from Maria Doyle, and then Cara McNally finishing strong in third place. That was Shane Power with a failure of 4 metres 30 from St. Joseph's.
So the bar now going up to 4 metres 50.
So the women's third heat, 800 metres. The standout athlete here is Claire Mooney, second in the national seniors to Louise Shanahan. So PB at 2:01.61. So away we go. Final race, women's 800 metres. So it looks like it's going to be a time trial for Claire Mooney. We expect her. She likes to run a fast first 400 metres and then hold on. So was a 400 metre athlete, stepped up to 800, so we know she has the natural speed. Very, very good race, national seniors, but she's gone off like an absolute flyer here. Looks like Ellen Conway. No, it's Cara Laverty from Finn Valley, the ex-City of Derry AC Spartans athlete, a 209 athlete. A lot of internationals for Cara Laverty. Very, very good range, cross-country and track, but Claire Mooney has gone off really, really fast here. She's through the first 300 metres in 44 seconds. So she's going to be sub 60, it looks like, at 400 metres. Cara Laverty, a 209 athlete, well in PB pace here. If she can just keep in contention here. And then Kelly Neely then in behind, Kelly McNeese. So she was bang on 60 seconds. Kirsty Foster, one of our top juvenile athletes, also going very well, a 4:27 1500 metre athlete. She'll see her at the All-Ireland Schools cross country in 2 days' time in the senior race. But Claire Mooney absolutely belting it here, complete time trial here. She's going to go through just over 1:30 in a time trial on her own. She gets the bell, 1:30, 1:31. Kirsty Foster now comes up onto Cara Laverty's shoulder. Kelly Neely then in third place. They're 1:35, 1:36, 1:37 at the bell. But this is a really, really impressive solo time trial. The Joe Ryan trained athlete. Phelan Kelly over the back straight, shouting her on here. So can she hold it on there? We have a great race in second place. Kirsty Foster's moved into second place from Kelly Neely, but this is all about Claire Mooney. So Claire Mooney from Naas AC, a solo run in 2:03 is really, really impressive. And then one of our top juveniles coming through, Kirsty Foster, a great run from Kelly Neely, Cara Laverty, and then Ellis Conway from Carrick and Shannon. So Kirsty Foster running an 800 2 days before she'll go with the senior All-Ireland Schools Cross Country Championships up in Mollusk. So 2:03 time trial. Really, really impressive there. 60-63 from Claire Mooney. So didn't really lose form there up that home straight. Goes out hard, as I said, but she hung on really well there. Good running there. And then you can see the battle then for second, third and fourth from the three Northern Irish athletes. And Kirsty Foster getting that from Willowfield Harriers. So Matthew Callan and Keenan into the senior ranks now. DCU athletes, St. Lawrence O'Toole, ASC, PB of 490. So he's entering the competition at 4 meters 50 here. So Matthew Callan Keenan just having a chat with Seamus Flynn before he enters the competition at 4 meters 50. On the track we have the start of the men's 800 meters, and it's the Rathoth AC 800 meters. So I'll do well to get these names right.
So next up on the track here is the men's 800 meters.
So all range from under 16 to under 19 here. And it's Kyle Witter from Rathoth gone off fastest here. So Kyle Witter, we saw him running 60 meters earlier on, and he's taking this out, not holding back, as Matthew Callan and Keenan clears his first attempt at 4 meters 50. So it's Kyle Witter. Jack Kelly and then Owen Kelly in second and third, but Kyle Witter down the back straight has 2 or 3 meters lead. 43 seconds through 300 meters, so he's making it a real honest race. Looks very, very comfortable at the moment. So Kyle Witter through 458 point.
James Kelly, Kyle Witter, Jack Kelly, Owen Kane, Darren Masterson, and Emma
So the
Doyle.
gap just beginning to get ever bigger. But still a long way to go, just over 300 meters to go. So through 501.14, so he's still under 2 minutes. Again, a bit like Claire Mooney, this is a solo run by Kyle Witter. So he needs to be at 130. So he's going to go through the bell. Looks to be just over that 130 point.
Kelly, Witter, Kelly, Kane, Masterson, and Doyle.
So really good solo effort again. Plenty of encouragement down that back straight. So he goes through 700 and 146. So he's probably going to be around 202. Again, into the home straight now. Really, really good solo effort here from Kyle Witter. So he takes it in 2:03. Well, the clock didn't stop. I'd say it's a high 2:02, low 2:03.
Great work, boys. James Kelly, Jack Kelly, Owen Kane, Darren Masterson, and Emma Doyle. Great work, lads. Well done, Emma. Great work.
So 2:03.1 the clock shows us here. So here we have Conor Callanan, first attempt 4 meters 50, and he's well over as well. So a real good competition and prospect here. So it makes it look real effortless. So enters the competition at 450, PB at 475. So that's real confidence for you. So 5 more men's 800 meter races. So great to see when this track and field entries open. It's like who can get on for 8 o'clock in the morning to get entered. 250 entries gone before you know it. It's become really, really popular, this event. So next year, I know there's great plans by Dave and the team to try and make it a real top class event. Get it onto the international calendar. Michael Bowler now comes out at 4 meters 50. The athletes just getting put into their positions here. This first heat, the men's 800 metres. Oh, so good effort there by Michael Bowler. At 4 metres 50.
Testing 1, 2.
So you can just see down there on the infield, Dave Flynn with the white top and the black hat on. A Clonliffe Harriers athlete. So he's had some great half marathon times to his name. Back home now, living in Ireland. Here helping out. He's chatting to Mary on, telling me that he's a sports agent now. So he'll be looking for the talent here tonight. So away we go. First race, the men's 800 metres. So it looks like Finn Corcoran from Lusk AC and Clonliffe Harriers David Dunwoody. Drogheda District's Paula Muraku are the leading three. St Lawrence O'Toole's Keith Pollard then in fourth. But it's Finn Corcoran from Polo Miraku, 33 seconds through the first 200 metres. So Finn Corcoran looks as though he's cantering around here. And it's always easy to look good for the first 400 or 500 metres. He looks very, very comfortable, but three in behind him, being led out by Paul O'Muraku, then David Dunwoody and Keith Pollard. Might have something to say in this last 400 metres. So he was 34 through the first, and he's about 107.91. So pretty even splits for the first two 200s. David Dunwoody now moves into second place, opened up a little bit of a gap with the others, and it looks as though he's trying to make that move to close down Finn Corcoran. Then Keith Pollard in third place. And that's a big move now. So we can see the gap significantly getting closer. David Dunwoody from Finn Corcoran. So we saw Michael Bowler just clear 450 there. So he remains in the pole vault competition. So we're going to come up to the bell here now. It's Finn Corcoran from David Dunwoody. 143. So it looks as though we're going to have a bit of a burn up over the last 150 metres now. David Dunwoody tries to make his move down the back straight, but Finn Corcoran doesn't look too phased here. Just looks to be running within himself. 100 metres to go. Finn Corcoran looks to be just doing enough to win this one. David Dunwoody really working in behind. So can David Woody come wide here up the home straight and take Finn Corcoran? Doesn't look like it. So Finn Corcoran just seems to have run that at his own pace. So the clock stopped a little bit early there. So that time of 2:08, I'm not sure is right. I don't think that's right, that time down there. So the 2:15.9 might be closer that you see on your screens. So we've 5 races here. So we can see coming into the home straight, David Dunwoody tried to take Finn Corcoran on. But you can just see Finn Corcoran. He looks to be just strolling around. So there's a lot more in the tank there. So we've Jim Dwyer now And the men's over 70 from Lucan Harriers. He's coming up to the bell here.
Go Jim. Jim Dwyer, Lucan Harriers.
So this is the beauty about this NIA Live. You come and you run your own time at your own pace. So it's all inclusive. So Jim heads down the back straight. Michael Bowler there, looking at us 460.
Senior men pole vault.
So Michael Bowler now, first attempt at 4.60 m. It took him 3 attempts to get over 450. So here he goes, Michael Bowler, first attempt 4.60 m. No, just wasn't comfortable in the air at all there.
Coming into the home straight here.
Just went right underneath the bar.
Jim Dwyer. Well done, Jim.
So Jim Dwyer now comes into the home straight. That's a round of applause here. So Jim Dwyer hits his watch. So second heat getting ready in the men's 800. We still need Matthew Callan Keenan and Conor Callan to come in for their first attempt at 4.60 m. So second race underway.
We're underway, the third heat.
So right out on the outside, George Delaney.
Vincent McCormick, Liverbridge. George Delaney, United Striders. Alan Sean McCabe.
But it looks like it's Ross O'Carroll from Dunedin now taking this one on.
The third heat, men's 800.
So Ross O'Carroll, it is George Delaney then in the black from United Striders. From Vincent McCormick in Newbridge. But it's a nice 31 point, I'd say, for Ross O'Carroll there from Dunedin, who's taking it on. And then Michael Council from Trim AC now in second place. George Delaney third. Vincent McCormick 4.
Remainder of the field.
And then Sean McCabe from Tala in 5.
Tony Fitzgerald.
So it comes round now into the home straight for the second time, and it's Ross O'Carroll from Dunedin. And then right in his shoulder, Michael Council from Trim AC. And Michael Council now takes it on. So it goes through in 66 seconds from Ross O'Carroll, from Sean McCabe Tala. They've just opened up a little bit of a gap over George Delaney, and now trying to close that gap then is Vincent McCormick. So he looks as though he's going to cover that move from the Tala AC athlete Sean McCabe. But it's Michael Council, 15-20 metre lead. So Bell this time. So Michael Council from Trim AC gets the bell, 1:39. Sean McCabe, Vincent McCormick. So down that back straight. Michael Council now, 100 metres to go, and then there's a real race on for second and third with Sean McCabe from Tala. Still got that, but Michael Council, can he get under 2:10? Looks as though he's just going to be over it. Now Michael Council takes that in 2:11.19 from Sean McCabe, and then in third place Tony Fitzgerald from Dunedin, from the younger Ross O'Carroll, the Dunedin athlete, only under 17. So 2:11.19.
2:11.
So see Michael Cancel come into the home straight to take that second heat. So 4 meters 60, second attempt for Michael Bowler. It was a better attempt than the first one, but he'll still have one attempt left at 4 meters 60. So again, we see now Michael Cancel come into the home straight, Sean McCabe in behind him, and then we had Tony Fitzgerald with a strong run to take third. You can see the grimace on Michael Cancel's face there. You could see a sub 2:10 there, 2:11.19. So we get ready for the third heat. So third heat of 5 in the men's 800 metres. Sean Riley from St. Peter's. And then inside him Harry Caffrey, but it's the Metro St. Bridget's athlete, Paul Morgan, is taking it on. So Harry Caffrey in second place, Sean Riley third place. And then right out on the outside now from Rathfarnham, Ryan O'Neill. So Ryan O'Neill, it looks now, has moved up onto the shoulder of Paul Morgan, 31 seconds. So these athletes all in and around the 2:01 to 2:05 mark. Now they're strung out, but they're not too much between first and last. And you can see Ronan Moore from Trim AC starting to make his way through the field. But Metro St. Bridget's Paul Morgan, 2-3 metres lead over Ryan O'Neill from Rathfarnham AC. Then Harry Caffrey, Sean Riley. Through the halfway mark, 1:03. Paul Morgan working hard. Harry Caffrey then in second place in Drogheda District, trying to close that down. And slowly but surely making his way through the field then is Ronan Moore now from Trim AC into third place. But Paul Morgan, real work man like style, really powering those arms here. So he has 10 metres over Harry Caffrey, 1:34 at the bell, 1:35, 1:36 then for second and third. So can Paul Morgan hold on? Harry Caffrey's now made his move. Harry Caffrey's closing the Drogheda District athlete. And then Ronan Moore from Trim AC in third place. So it looks like Harry Caffrey's coming up onto the shoulder of Paul Morgan. Harry Caffrey comes around the outside, takes the lead, the Drogheda District athlete. And he's got the inside now, so Harry Caffrey, he's timed it really well. Paul Morgan then in place, but Ronan Moore trying to close him down. So it's Harry Caffrey from Paul Morgan, Ronan Moore, then Sean Riley from St. Peter's. 2:06.8, 2:06.77. So a nicely timed run there by Harry Caffrey from Drogheda District.
Now two competitors remain in the cold ball, Conor Callanan and Matthew Callanan Keenan, and the bar at 4 meters 70.
So we can see the finish there. Harry Caffrey timed it to perfection. He didn't get too panicky early on, but with 200 metres to go, just started to make his move round that bend, closed them down, and then 100 metres to go, moved to the lead, got the inside and took it in 2:06.77. So into our fourth of 5 heats now in the men's 800 metres. We're hoping to get sub 2 minutes now maybe in this race. A lot of athletes in or around that mark. So big field here. Callum Byrne from Annandale, Strider, Sean Connaughton from Dunleer, Matthew O'Shea from Drogheda District. So it's Sean Connaughton from Dunleer, Matthew O'Shea from Drogheda District, Castlegar's O'Malloy then in third place. So Sean Connaughton's not afraid to take it on. We've seen him run many 1,500 metres, many 3,000 metres, bringing it on. So bang on 30 seconds. So Sean Connaughton from Matthew O'Shea. Owen Malloy, then Castlegar in third place, and then Annandale Striders, Callum Irvine. So down that back straight there, bang on 45 seconds through 300 metres. Sean Connaughton, Matthew O'Shea sitting on his shoulder. So it's these two leading them out like they have, but the field is well bunched together. So Sean Connaughton, he'll see it's 1:01. He'll try and pick that up. He'll try and get as close to 2 minutes as he can. So in good form, the Leinster 1,500 metre indoor champion. Stepping down the distance tonight now, we can see Castlegar's Owen Malloy starting to make his move. Matthew O'Shea trying to stay with him. So now we have the move on. Owen Malloy has kicked. Can Sean Connaughton do anything to stay with him? We know he has the stamina. Has he the speed? So Castlegar's Owen Malloy from Sean Connaughton, from Matthew O'Shea. They get the bell now, 1:32. That was a 31-second last 200 metres. So Sean Connaughton now on the shoulder of Owen Malloy. So Castlegar from Dunleer, and now down that back straight. Sean Connaughton looks as though he's going to kick on again. So Sean Connaughton's kicked on, but Owen Malloy has held the inside. But 100 metres to go now. And Sean Connaughton from Dunleer. Very strong last 200 metres from Sean Connaughton. He was 1:32 at the bell. He looks as though he's going to come through in around a 30-second last 200 metres to take that in 2:01.79 from Owen Malloy. Clonliffe Harriers Darren O'Dwyer got up. So a really good run there from Sean Connaughton. So we can see Sean Connaughton, he lost the lead to Owen Malloy with 200 metres to go, but he didn't panic again. Down the back straight, made his move at 120, 130 metres to go, and then won by 4 or 5 metres over Owen Malloy from Castlecomer. So that looks like a 460 clearance there for Conor 470 clearance for Conor Callanan. So he's only 5 centimetres off his personal best. He's in really, really good form. So coming thick and fast here. The final race of the men's 800 metres underway. So it looks like Lee Byrne from Rathfarnham just got a really slow start there. Not like him. But King Gorham in this race well. So 2 St. Peter's athletes to look out for. Rory McLaughlin from St. Peter's in the lead. 157 athlete. Taking it on here. So Rory McLaughlin taking it on, but right on his shoulder then, Liam Murphy. So Liam Murphy now sits in behind Rory McLaughlin. They've opened up a little bit of a gap now, so we'll see King Gorham, then the other St. Peter's athlete, starts to make his move as well, not to let them too far ahead. They're at 43 seconds through 300 metres, so it's a fast pace by Rory McLaughlin. Looks like they'll go through 56-57, but he ain't holding back. Rory McLaughlin from Liam Murphy, Lakela. Then Dara Green from Dunleer. King Gorham from St. Peter's. They're 58 seconds now. So Dara Green heading into the unknown here. I don't know when he last raced on the track. I don't know when he last raced indoors. Former national senior 1500 metre bronze medalist indoors. But he has the 2 young boys from County Louth in front of him. Rory McLaughlin from King Gorham, from Dara Green. And then Annandale Striders, Bahini, Gebrahiman in third place. So they're 130 or so on the bell here. So King Gorham has kicked for home. Dara Green's on his shoulder. And here comes Bahan Gebraharan from Annandale Striders. And look at this for a kick from the Annandale Striders man. Oh no, oh, he's nearly taken Dara Green. Dara Green just about holds his feet there. But it's Bahan Gebrahan from Annandale Striders storms away to take that with a 27-second last 200 metres. Dara Green holds on for third place. Rory McLaughlin got up for second. Some last 200 metres. So he gets his sports voucher for €100 from Dave Matthews. But he definitely clipped Dara Green there from Dunleer, coming around that top bend. About 27-second last 200 metres. There's some wheels on him. So here we see it. So we'll see it again now. Just clips him as he takes the inside. Dara Green tries to hold on. Rory McLaughlin then comes around the outside of him. So here they come into the home straight then. Dara Green's race is gone at this stage. But Gebra Han from Annandale Striders powered home to take that from Rory McLaughlin. So 1:57.67. They were through the bell in around 1:30 point. So 27-second last 200 metres.
I'd like to remind you of the upcoming Dublin Graded Meeting Series, which commence in Tallaght Stadium on the 27th of April. So that's a series of 8 meetings which caters for athletes right through from category D down to international level category A.
So just been announced down on the track there. The first Dublin Graded meeting will be held on the 27th of April. So always it's in Tallaght Stadium. So that'll be one of the first outdoor events, Tallaght track. So you go on to dublinathletics.com, you get the details of the Dublin Graded meeting. So some outdoor juvenile events coming up. Ferrybank are having theirs, I think, on around the 10th of April. So the outdoor competition's coming pretty shortly. But still plenty more action here at the Tri-Track and Field NIA Live, our final event of the 4-event series. Pole vault, 4.70 meters. Matthew Callan Keenan is next out onto the runway. So great competition between Matthew Callan Keenan and Conor Callan over the last couple of years. So Matthew Callan Keenan on the runway. So up. Oh no! Just didn't plant it right. So that'll have hurt his hand. You can see that definitely did not feel right for him. So hopefully he's okay. Conor Callan sets himself up on the runway. A much shorter run up for Conor Callan than Matthew Callan Keenan. Get nightmares when I see Matthew Callan Keenan's poles. We were at the CSIT games in Spain a couple of years ago, and did we have some trouble getting those poles around with us on the bus, home from the bus. 16-seater came to take us back to the airport, and there was no way the poles were fitting on that one. So the amount of crack we had trying to get that back to the airport. So we wait now, and then we have our mile series of events coming up, and with the grand finale being the 3:53 miler, Andrew Cosgren towing the line, the great emerging hope of Nick Griggs. And they won't have it their own way with a really good field. Mark Milner, Killian Kerwin, Keane Kelly, Connell Kirk, Roland Sturlis, John Fitzsimons, all in the race. So a lot of the 800 metre specialists moving up to the mile tonight. Oh, I wonder will one of those pace the guys to the sub 4 minute mile. But next out in the track is the women's mile. So Carla Sweeney, the favourite in this, third in the 1500 metres national seniors. So great to see her back racing as well as she has. We didn't see her for a couple of years. Really good junior athlete. Been to a lot of European junior under 23 championships, and now back to her best again. Really put it up to the favourites in that race and came away with a really good bronze medal. So we expect Carla Sweeney to go out into the front here. And so she does. So it's Carla Sweeney from Farnham,
Mary Leach, Michelle Cox from Newbridge,
coached by Paul Fleming.
Campwell, Letterkenny,
So it looks as though she's going to have a solo run here now.
Shaw from Clonmel Harriers, Farnham,
So it looks as though we're going to have two races. We're going to have the Carla Sweeney race and then the race in behind between the other 9 athletes. So interesting just to see. So she goes through 200 in 34 seconds, and then the 900, the 209 then in about 35 seconds.
very little cover in the remainder of the field. So Carla Sweeney from Farnham, really going at it hard here, folks, from the off.
So Carla Sweeney way out on her own here in this early stage. It's just a pity there's nobody to push her on here.
Still Carla Sweeney, Farnham.
So she'll come into the home straight. She's got
Strongly here in the senior women's
400 metres in about 68 seconds. And then in behind, Niamh Kelly from Letterkenny
Kenny just from behind.
leads them out. Charlotte Fox.
Eleanor Fuss and Bray, really closely packing behind. And still our leader in front here, Carla Sweeney.
So through 500, 126, 125 maybe, because of that extra 9 metres. But this is a brave run here by Carla Sweeney. So not easy to run this on a solo basis, but she hasn't come out to win. She's come out to run a fast time, and she's going to have to do it on her own.
Really showing her intent from the
Niamh Kelly from Letterkenny in second place. Michelle Cox in third. And then Eleanor Foot from Bray Runners in fourth. And then the next group being led out by Sharon Cantwell from Moyne.
Mary Leach.
So Carla Sweeney will come around now to 800 metres to the halfway mark. It'll give us an indication. So she goes through 800 metres in 2:17, and she's 800 to go. And then the battle for second, third and fourth, still being led out by Niamh Kelly from Letterkenny, from Michelle Cox from Newbridge, and then in behind them Eleanor Foot from Bray Runners. But nearly a 100 metre gap to our leader, Carla Sweeney. Then Mary Leach from Drogheda District just moves into the lead of that third group. So Carla Sweeney through 1,000 metres. 1,000 metres in 2:53.
Goes through in about 2:55, 2:56.
And the lead just gets bigger and bigger. Half a lap lead now.
Challengers here, a group of 3.
And she's been there in second place the whole time on her own. Niamh Kelly
Michelle Cox,
has led out Michelle Cox and Eleanor Foot.
Niamh Kelly, Letterkenny.
So Carla Sweeney now will come round into the home straight, and she'll have 2 laps to go.
Karen Cantwell from Moyne. Sarah Hawkshaw.
You can see now she's really beginning to work here. You can see the grimace in that face.
400 metres to go here for our leader, folks from Farnham.
So she'll have athletes in front of her to try and chase down. She'll look for that. That'll give her a little bit of an extra buzz here. So she has 4 or 5 athletes to try and chase down here as second, third and fourth. Now Eleanor Foot moves into second place. So Carla Sweeney now, next time she goes past that 1,500 metre mark, she will be at 1,500 metres. So Carla Sweeney now, she's taken 3 in her sight now. She's looking at Mary Leach to try and chase Mary Leach down. So 200 metres to go, 4:05 with 200 metres to go. So it doesn't look as though she'll be under 4:30, but she's going to be pretty close to it. Let's get our 1,500 metre split. So we'll just try and get it just before the 1,500 metre mark. So she's at around 1,500 metres now at about 4:21. Eleanor Foot now moves into the second place with the bell to go from Niamh Kelly. So into the home straight now. Final time, Carla Sweeney. Complete solo effort. So legs are beginning to go, but that's to be expected. 4:42.28. And now the race is on for second place. Niamh Kelly has taken it back again then from Eleanor Foot. So Niamh Kelly from Letterkenny. Strong last 150 now. So Niamh Kelly takes that from Eleanor Foot.
Kelly from Letterkenny's going to take second. Third goes to Bray. Michelle Cox
And then Michelle Cox from Newbridge in 4. Mary Leach from Drogheda District now comes into the home straight.
Going to take 5th in the red of Drogheda District is Mary Leach. Strong running Mary, well done. They're flying through Sarah Hawcroft, climbing barriers. Sharon Cancroft in wine.
So 4:21 at 1500s to 4:42. So you could see that really hurt that last 100 metres or 109 metres. Around 21 seconds for Carla Sweeney, but a really brave effort. Bound to have been really painful those last couple of laps. Thankfully she had the athletes to try and chase down in front of her. So it bodes well for the outdoor season for Carla Sweeney. You can see how hard she's working. You can see the pain that she's under. Well, she maintained at 4:42. A lot of people take that for 1500. But for 16:09. So we're into now the first of our 4 races in the men's mile. So the athletes all with the stopwatches. They all love to click their own watches as they go past. Don't seem to pay any attention to the clock. More to the watches. That's Crusaders' Frank Haig. I think it is in the lead. From Lusk AC's Daniel O'Brien. So it's Enda Clark actually from Crusaders. From Daniel O'Brien and Lusk. So 3 Metro St. Bridget's athletes in this one. So all these guys will be looking to run somewhere in around the low 5 minutes. So it's Enda Clark from Daniel O'Brien. So not often athletes get a chance to run the mile.
So Enda Clark from Crusaders.
So they're gauging it off that 1500 metre pace, but that extra 109 metres can really take its toll.
Robert Gilligan, Metro St. Bridget's. Really close and behind. The Metro trio, Gilligan, Dalton and Carey. Mark McKeown from Armagh. But it's still Enda Clark from Crusaders.
So early stages, 500 metres done. Enda Clark looks over his shoulder and he'll see that David O'Brien is still right there, but still very, very early stages. So probably on around 440, 1500 metre place. Tommy Carey from Metro St. Bridget then in 3rd place from Frank Haig from Crusaders. But still these 2 out in front. Enda Clark from Daniel O'Brien from Lusk.
Daniel O'Brien from Lusk. Armagh's Mark McKeown coming through. So this first
So they'll come in past the finish here and they will be halfway. So they're going to go through in around 2:20. So I can see Enda Clark clicking his watch every time he goes through 200s. He keeps looking over his left shoulder, does Enda Clark. And Daniel O'Brien is still right there. And then they look to be getting a little bit more bunched up in behind for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. So we come up to 1,000 metres now. So 1,000 metres in 2:56. So it's Enda Clark from Daniel O'Brien. Robert Gilligan from Metro St. Bridget. From Andy Kelly. From Raheny Shamrock. So they'll come round and they'll have 2 laps to go. There has been no change at the front since the start. Enda Clark from Daniel O'Brien. 2 laps to go. Still with a little bit of a lead in 3rd place is Robert Gilligan from Metro St. Bridget. But these 2 head round now for the penultimate lap. It's Enda Clark from Daniel O'Brien. So the Crusaders athlete from the Lusk AC athlete. And you're just waiting for Daniel O'Brien to make a move. But will he make a move, or is he able to make a move? There's been no real sign of it yet. Looks as though he's making an effort, that it's hurting. So it looks as though Enda Clark might be beginning to open up a little bit of a gap on him. So he clicks his watch again. He just hasn't shaken him off yet, so I'm still expecting Daniel O'Brien to have something there. But it doesn't look as though it's happening at the minute. Enda Clark still has it. 100 metres to go. So then in third place now, Andy Kelly from Robert Gilligan. So he's 6-7 metres, looks over his shoulder again. So it's Enda Clark's going to take this first one. And he's going to take it in 4:45 from David O'Brien from Lusk. Then 100 metres to go now for third place. And he's opening up a little bit of a gap here now is Andy Kelly from Raheny Shamrock. So into the home straight. So the clock's still going, so the athletes will be able to see their times as they cross the line. He's going to be about 5:08, 5:09. Then Owen Dalton from Robert Gilligan. And Tommy Carey, all from Metro St. Bridget. And then Mark McKeown from Armagh ASC comes into the home straight. So to complete the first heat of the men's mile series. So already second heat lined up as Dave Flynn tries to count up to 8 laps. So a couple of years ago at 3,000 metres, Tomas Cotter got sacked for making a mistake on the lap counter. So being replaced by Dave Flynn here tonight. So big field here in this second heat. So
underway in heat 2, senior men's mile.
So it looks like Conor Murphy from Dublin City Harriers takes it out of the field, really bunched here. So again, with 4:45 in the first heat. All the athletes have times and PBs between 4:50 and 5 minutes here because they're all into the unknown. A load of them have probably never run a mile at this stage. So tonight could be the first time for them. So Gary McLaughlin from Portmarnock right on the outside there. Lucan Harriers, Alex O'Brien on the inside. So now the field actually beginning to get well strung out now in that last couple of 100 metres. So while it's settled down in the first 100 metres, the pace has definitely picked up here. And it's so Alex O'Brien from Lucan Harriers. Gary McLaughlin in second place. Corrin AC's Aaron Brennan in third. Dublin City Harriers Conor Murphy 4. Alex O'Brien really pushing it on here. So it's Alex O'Brien from Lucan Harriers, Gary McLaughlin Portmarnock, Corrin AC's Aaron Brennan in third place. So 1:46 through 600 metres. So he's on 4:30, 1,500 metre pace. He continues to push it on. The field getting pretty well bunched up in behind. So Pádraig McKinney we see now making his way into that pack. So Pádraig McKinney over 55. Great cross-country runner on the track tonight. But it's Alex O'Brien. Just powers ahead those arms. More like sort of sprinting arms there. Really pumping. But it's effective at the moment. That's Alex O'Brien. Still leads it out from Gary McLaughlin. Porrick McKinney now from Inishowen in third place. From Corran AC's Aaron Brennan. So they come round now this time. They'll have 1,000 metres done. Alex O'Brien from Lucan Harriers. So 2:58 at 1,000 metres. So first and second out in their own, but Porrick McKinney will come after them. We know he'll have the natural endurance, but not that used to running indoors, I wouldn't say. But he might close it in on second place, but the gap looks to be too big for anyone to catch Alex O'Brien from Lucan Harriers. Porrick McKinney now beginning to close down Gary McLaughlin second and third place. Sports World Conor Keating there as well. So 2 laps to go now for Alex O'Brien from Lucan Harriers. Gary McLaughlin from Porrick McKinney from Conor Keating. And then Patrick Malone from Newbridge. So just over 300 metres to go. Alex O'Brien with 25 metre lead over Gary McLaughlin from Porrick McKinney from Conor Keating. And then Dublin City Harriers Conor Murphy. So the bell, he'll be looking forward to the bell here. He hasn't looked phased at all. He looks as though he's working really hard, but he doesn't look phased. Gary McLaughlin in second place, Porrick McKinney, Conor Keating, and then the Dublin City Harrier junior athlete Conor Murphy looks the most comfortable of those 4. Porrick McKinney looks over his inside shoulder, but he should be looking over his outside shoulder because Conor Murphy from Dublin City Harriers has really made this kick for home, but it looks as though it's too much to be able to catch Alex O'Brien. So Alex O'Brien looks to have done enough. Conor Murphy, Dublin City Harriers in second place. Alex O'Brien, if Conor Murphy had gone a little bit earlier, it could have been a different story. So 4:47.38. Third place Conor Keating, Gary McLaughlin 4, Porrick McKinney 5. So gun to tape win there for Alex O'Brien from Lucan Harriers.
But again, our winner there from Lucan Harriers, Alex O'Brien, made his intent known after about 250, 300 metres, running solo in front for the majority of that one.
So 4:45 in the first race, 4:46 in the second race. So our penultimate race of the night, we have race 3 of the men's mile before we have an attempt at a sub 4 minute mile in the final race. Some great fields here again. So we can see there just in the black singlet the North Belfast Harrier athlete of Conor Curran. Came down here a couple of weeks ago to get a run out and then won the over 45 British Masters Championships in Sheffield last weekend. So trying to mix it with the young boys here. Matthew Fitzpatrick, only under 17 from Dunleer. Young athlete that I coach has started to really make great strides in the last couple of years. Didn't get a great start there. He's obviously gone off pretty hard to try and close them down, but it's Lacala's Conor Murphy leads it out from Portmarnock's Conor Fitzpatrick, and then Conor Curran in third place. Tala AC, Shasta O'Brien then in fourth. But Conor Murphy is not holding back here. That's a very fast 31 seconds through the first 200 metres. Portmarnock's Conor Fitzpatrick, or Jamie Gahan actually in second place. Then Conor Curran third from North Belfast Harriers. From Talis Shasta O'Brien. But Conor Murphy is really taking it on here. 48 seconds through the first 300 metres. Jamie Gahan from Portmarnock is trying to stay with him. So we're looking like a good fast pace for this penultimate. 63 seconds through the first 400 metres. I can't see them sustaining this. But he's not holding back here. Conor Murphy, Lekela from Jamie Gahan, Portmarnock. Talis Shasta O'Brien in third place. Conor Curran 4. So come round into the home straight for the third of 8 laps. He's maintaining at the moment 1:35 through 600 metres. Jamie Gahan then in second place. Conor Curran, North Belfast Harriers in third place from Shasta O'Brien. And then Sean Kerrs from Tyrconnell leads out Matthew Fitzpatrick from Dunleer. Conor Murphy from Lekela powers on here. Can he sustain this? So Conor Murphy through 800 metres, 2:08. 2:10 through 8:09. Jamie Gahan from Portmarnock. Then Conor Curran from Shasta O'Brien. Then Sean Kerrs, Matthew Fitzpatrick. Raheny Shamrock's Robert Fruin then. So let's see what the 1K split is. So it comes round. He'll come through 1,000 metres now in the low 240s. So he's through 1,000 metres now in 2:42. Conor Murphy. 2:45 for Jamie Gahan. Conor Curran through in 2:50 through a kilometre. Then Shasta O'Brien. And then the field pretty bunched up in behind. But this is a brave run. 500 to go for Conor Murphy from Lekela. In second place, Jamie Gahan from Portmarnock. Conor Curran out in his own in third place from North Belfast Harriers. Shasta O'Brien from Tala. Robert Fruin trying to close him down. So just under 2 laps to go now. The gap is probably 15-20 metres, probably 25 metres. It hasn't got that much bigger in the last couple of laps, but Conor Murphy has a significant lead over Jamie Gahan from Portmarnock. Conor Curran then about 40 metres behind Gahan. And then Shasta O'Brien has been joined by Robert Fruin for 4 and 5. So he's going to get the bell here. Gets the bell. Goes through with 200 to go at 3:51. So he's going to be around 4:25, I'd say. So it's been a really brave run. 4 minutes bang on with 200 to go for Conor Curran. So down that back straight. 100 metres to go. 4:08. Conor Murphy from Lekela. Good run by Jamie Gahan on his own from Portmarnock. Conor Curran then with 100 metres to go. Robert Fruin from Raheny on his own in 4th place. But Conor Murphy from Lekela takes this in 4:24.36. He'd be well happy with that. Good run then in second place by Jamie Gahan from Portmarnock. He'd be under 4:30. Conor Curran probably the high 4:34. Good run from him. Then Robert Fruin from Raheny. Shamrocks takes that from Shasta O'Brien. The other Portmarnock athlete then, Conor Fitzpatrick. Matthew Fitzpatrick 4:50. So a nice little taster, 4:24, as we try to take a sub 4 minute mile in our last race of the evening. Getting really excited. I can see the athletes all over on the warm-up track. Connell Kirk there trying to get back to the shape we saw him at European Indoors a couple of years ago in Glasgow. Injury layoff for the last couple of years, but he's back racing final of the 1500 metres of National Indoors. We see Mark Milner in the UCDAC singlet over there. And there he is, Nick Griggs, in the mid-Ulster singlet. 7:57 for a 3,000 metres. 3:42 for 1,500 metres. So Dave, I've Dave Matthews up beside me here. So he's getting a little bit excited here. This track and field has been a super initiative here. We've had some of the top athletes in Ireland and some of the athletes from abroad have come over for this NIA Live by track and field this year. I think we'll try and bring it on a little bit next year. What's your plans, Dave, as we get ready to hopefully see the first sub 4 minute mile in the NIA?
Well, I'd just like to thank everybody that supported us. We started with 36 participants 4 years ago. You were there that night, Fintan. Now we grew it to such a great stage. Listen, it's great to be able to bring, you know, fast-paced track and field athletics, fun to people. And, you know, the plan for next year is bigger, better, and I really hope to go for a tour permit meet. That's what I really hope, and I think track and field is the vehicle to deliver this.
I think you're right. I think when you see that lineup in this final event of the finale for the track and field NIA Live, I think that's testament to what the coaches think of this, what the athletes think of it. We had Nick Griggs here a couple of weeks ago run a 3:42 and break the Irish junior 1,500 metre indoor record, and he's back down again tonight.
Yeah, it's brilliant. They're great supporters of this event. But listen, let's get back to the event. I'll leave it over to you, Fintan. I'm going down to track side to see a 4 minute mile.
All right, well done, Andrew Coscoran in the New Balance singlet. He's the real deal. 3:53 at that New Balance event in New York a couple of weeks ago. Look at the size of this field here. This is going to be a belter of a race. Who is going to take it out? They're all trying to get out. Andrew Coscoran is shown as a tent. John Fitzsimons, we've seen him run so many 146s outdoors last year. Nick Griggs has gone after Andrew Coscoran. This is what we wanted. We want a bold, brave running, and it looks as though we're going to get it here. Killian Kerwin from Raheny Shamrock. So they're being led out now. Looks like our pacemaker is going to take them through bang on. That was 29 seconds through the first 200 metres. So Andrew Coscoran in second place. Nick Griggs in third place. Killian Kerwin 4, John Fitzsimons 5, Roland Sterling 6, Mark Milner 7, Conal Kirk 8 and Mitchell Byrne 9. What a 9 we have here. This is just fantastic. It's just like a train of athletes here. So let's see what they're at 400 metres. They're at 400 metres. Andrew Coscoran goes through in 58 seconds. Let's see how far our pacemaker can get us to here. So Coscoran, Griggs, Kerwin, Fitzsimons, Surlis, Milner, Kirk and Byrne in a line. So come round into the home straight. Brilliant that these boys have turned up here tonight. €400 for anyone that can get it on their 4 minute mile tonight. 1:27 through 600 metres. The pace is perfect. We look as though we're on a 3:55, 3:56 at this pace. We were probably expecting them to go through in exactly 1:30 and then a burn up over the last 400 metres, but that's not the case. They're well under it at this stage. Coscoran, Griggs, Kerwin, Fitzsimons, Surlis, Milner, Mitchell Byrne. Conal Kirk just looks to be tailed off at this stage. Brilliant pace making. Let's see, can he get them to 1,000 metres? He's at 800 metres. Don't leave them now. Andrew Coscoran, 1:57 through 800 metres. Coscoran from Nick Griggs. Can Nick Griggs become the youngest Irishman to break 4 minutes? He's on course to do it. He'll be nearly 2 years younger than the previous. Killian Kerwin, Fitzsimons, Milner and Surlis all trying to stay in contention in behind. But it looks as though it's the 3:53 miler, the young pretender in behind him. Nobody does he fear. But Coscoran's the man. 2:26 through a kilometre. This is a phenomenal race between these two boys. Griggs looks comfortable, but Coscoran is the master. He's the 3:53 man. He was 7 or 8 sub 4 minute miles to his name. Wasn't at his best when he ran over in Manchester recently, but he looks as though he's back to his best. He needs this race before he goes to World Indoors in Belgrade next week. Coscoran comes up with just over 400 metres to go. Let's forget that 9 metres. Let's get what they have to do at 4 minutes. 2:57, 2:58 with 400 metres to go. They just need to come through in sub 62, and both of them have the sub 4 minute mile. Nick Griggs is unbelievable. Nick Griggs is actually going to take him on. Coskren, 300 to go. Griggs in behind. I don't believe this. Could we have two guys under sub 4 minutes? Are we going to get a 17-year-old under 4 minutes for the mile? Coskren, Griggs, 200 metres to go. They're at 3:26. It's on. It's on. Two of them. Oh my God. Nick Griggs is going to run an sensational sub 4 minute mile. But can he beat Coskren? Coskren looks as though he's tying up slightly. But he's a serious athlete. He kicks again. We saw him. Oh, Coskren showing the athlete he is. Griggs, the young pretender, into the home straight. Coskren, Griggs. Coskren and Griggs. Oh my God, Griggs is coming back at him. But Coskren moves out. The master knows what he's doing. 3:56.27. 3:56.27. But a 17-year-old has run sub 3:57 for the mile here at the NIA tonight. Andrew Coskren has ran 3:56.27 from start of the sea. But the Mid-Ulster athlete, 17 at Christmas, has run a sub 3:57 mile. Oh, I can't even see what went on in behind me. I don't know what happened in behind me. Those two athletes have really shown anyone here in the stadium or anyone at home how to run a mile. Brilliant pacemaking to 800 metres. Oh, flabbergasted I am. What a race. What a finale. We'd take that at an international event any day. Andrew Coskren had to really dig deep there. He was so clever up that home straight. He just slowly moved out into lane 2, made Nick Griggs go wide. 3:56.27 confirmed. You can see Coskren, he just moves out here. He knows what he's doing. He looks over his right shoulder. Griggs just has to go out, finish in lane 3, both athletes. But 3:56 for two athletes at NIA Live, the tri-track and field, NIA Live, 3:56.27. Nick Griggs is down here. That's not his time, that's Coskren's time, but my God, that was some run by the 17-year-old. He gives John Fitzsimons, the 800 metre specialist, a high five. We witnessed something special here tonight, fantastic. Aren't we so lucky that this has been streamed live? Everyone can look back at this and see that a 17-year-old has just run 3:56. Andrew Coskren will be delighted with that after a short illness. Getting himself back, that's exactly what he'll have needed before he heads off to the 1500 metres of the World Indoors in Belgrade. Himself and Luke McCann flying the Irish flag there, two of them 3:53 athletes. What a way to finish off. What a wonderful night. Thanks to everybody that came here, officiated over the last 4 NIA Lives, all the spectators that stayed, a big crew stayed to watch this. Brilliant night. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you really enjoyed that final race. Thanks very much. Way to finish, lads. Well done.